Okay, yeah. A little story time. A little bit of story time. When I was younger, and first got on Discord and everything, I was surrounded by people who also were having a lot of mental health issues. And me as a kid, I wanted to help everyone around me, regardless of what it did to me. So I would make a lot of bad decisions. I would stay up all night to make sure someone didn't hurt himself. I would not eat to prove a point. I would sacrifice a lot of my own safety and my own body. That sounds weird, but I hope you understand what I mean. To help other people. And that wasn't helping me, and they didn't want to be helped. Because there's a big difference between someone who actively puts in the effort to want to change, to become a better person and understand their mental health, compared to someone who doesn't. Now, someone who doesn't is someone who will drag you down, someone who will continuously talk about their bad issues, but when you propose an idea for said issue that you can change, of course it needs to have something that can change. They will just be like, no, I don't want to do that. I don't want to do that. I don't want to do that, over and over and over and over again. And there is a big difference. I don't want you to come and listen to this and think, I did that. I'm a bad person because I did that thing. No, you're not. There is a huge difference between someone who wants to be saved and someone who doesn't. And like, for example, an example I can give is there was someone who I was around a lot, who at the beginning didn't really want to listen to my advice. I would tell them when they were having issues eating, I would give them like small advice. For example, I'll eat with you, we can figure out your favorite food, I give them like a list of like A, B, C, D, E, F, G, like stuff I would do to help them. And I would worry 24/7 about them. And in the beginning, they didn't really want to put in the effort. Now, the big point of that is the effort. You need to put in effort to want to change, to become a better person. But a lot of people, especially in the mental health community, something I've seen happen quite a lot, or did at least happen when I was a kid and I was around a lot of people with that, was that they would drag you down rather than help you get up. And examples on that is that they would often talk about bad things happen, constantly worry you, but never take any advice. They would never do anything about it, to the point where I was genuinely in danger. And I'm not gonna go too super into it because I will dissociate. But it wasn't good at all. And they didn't want help, because any attempt to actually give them help, to give them A, B, C, D, E, F, G, to help them out of the situation they're in, or make it better for them or more tolerable, they would shut down and they would propose something worse. They would drag me down to their level and kind of compete, like, who has the worst day, who has the worst mental health, who's done the worst, aka A, B, C, D, F, G. And that is not good. Not to bring back Esther's point with feeling like your inaction will have catastrophic consequences, but doing something about it will hurt a lot. How I read it is you want to help someone but not put yourself down for it. And there is, like, I have a bunch of mental health issues, so does my friends. I'm not going to name people or say anything about it, but there's a big difference between the group of people I was with when I was younger compared to the group of people I'm with now, because they don't, like, it's kind of like what I said earlier, like being stabbed. If, for example, me and my friend go out, we're both stabbed. If I don't tend to my own wounds to not bleed out and help them in the process, what's gonna happen? You know, I will, you know, bleed out. It'll be sad. I will die. But if I tend to my own wound and help my friend in the process, and they tend to their wound, we both live. Yeah, we will have scars, but that's okay. Scars are beautiful, and it's a part of your life. you know? So there's a big difference in how a person responds to your advice if they want to be helped, to get out of their comfort zone and actually use the advice to make a better path for themselves. And it is insanely hard. I'm not gonna sit here and say that the person is a bad person, because I don't think so. I don't think any of the people I was around were bad people in the sense that they were intentionally doing it. But they needed help, mental health, that I couldn't provide because I was a kid. You know? And that's why it's so important that I don't become that for anyone else. Like, if I ever became the kind of person, like a therapist friend, quote unquote, like the type of person that has to help them out with everything, it will in the end hurt both of us. And sometimes you need to talk to a person who's qualified to talk to you. If I told you guys my issues, yeah, all of you would feel bad about it. All of you would listen to my trauma and try and be of help and stuff. But none of you are qualified to deal with that. And something I feel like isn't said enough is that when, like, I'm not pushing you away because I want you to get therapist help. I am not fucking qualified to help you. I can sit here and give you advice and sit here and tell you I'm here for you. It's okay, we can be here together. We can sit in this mess together. But I'm not qualified to give you advice. I didn't go through psychology, I didn't study it, I didn't become a professional in it. You know? Like, I can't help you even if I wanted to. Because that's gonna hurt me, that's gonna hurt you, it's gonna have long-lasting effects, and you're probably not gonna get the help you need. But do I think you're a bad person because you don't want to do that? No. It is insanely fucking difficult to ask for help, and I struggle with it every single day. You can ask my friends. I struggle so hard to ask for help. And I'm confused. I'm indulging in a mental health conversation about whether you should help someone else even if it hurts you. And the answer is no. If that hurts you, you should take care of yourself first. Because you are, and like I can say with 100% certainty, all of you in chat right now are not qualified to help someone with their mental health. But you can be a friend, and there's a big difference between that. And if you want to be a friend, you can of course give advice and comfort and all that sort of thing, but you should also take care of yourself. And I know how funny that can sound, because I don't do that. I struggle with that. I try to, but I struggle with that. But there has to be a clear line, and I feel like more people should be aware of that. Thank you for coming to my TED Talk. I don't know.